We loved your answer when we said, we're proud of you. You said it's all about the team. It's about the players. It always has been.
It always will be. Honestly, I've always been like this. Like, I'm confident in my own get out that I don't have to worry about that. I want to make it about the players, give them an experience, bring them together as a team. That's how I was when I walked into every clubhouse. How can we make guys want to get here a half hour earlier than they used to?
What was the most surprising thing with the last time, in your experience? Because you'd never managed at a
the hardest thing to
level.
do was to massage the parent clubs of the players. Okay. From a pitching standpoint, it was a jigsaw puzzle every night. It wasn't just we couldn't just totally do what we wanted to do at any moment. We had to honor some clubs and get guys some work. Yeah. From a position player standpoint, nothing. I will say, watching these guys work underneath, you know why they're great. The greats love the work. And the one thing that kind of jumped off the page to me last time was after I addressed the team, I opened it up and asked if anybody had anything to say. And Paul Goldschmidt was the guy who got up and spoke.
What did he say?
And he was just kind of reiterated what I had said, and then the fact that he was a part of it when they won, and how he goes. It's a playoff atmosphere from pitch one. It's if you've never done it, it's hard to boom get into that mode the first week of March, but it's what it takes.
Okay, so there's a general manager, a manager. You need a coaching staff.
Yeah.
Yes, we need.
And this was a collaborative
effort with the league office, with Mike Hill, with myself. I think we nailed it.
All right.
All right.
So we've got
There's a couple
full
guys
list.
coming back. There's a couple guys had to come back.
Let's take a look.
All right. Bench coach, I needed someone sitting next to me that knows the game a heck of a lot better than I do. Okay? Former National League Manager of the Year and my old teammate in 2009, Skip Schumaker, is going to be the bench coach. Now, I'm not going anywhere. If I'm jumping off a cliff, Brian McCann's coming with me. So he's a ride or die for life. All right? Brian McCann, Michael Young are going to be assistant, whatever you want to name them. They like to potpourri. Mac likes to work with the catchers, the pitchers, game plan, Mikey with the hitting, base running. Andy Pettit's a mainstay. I didn't know Andy, but to compete against him until we ran through this the first time, he is a friend for life. Talking to him yesterday, we couldn't be more fired up. Hitting coach.
Best forearms in the business.
Biggest forearms, rip a phone book in half. That's number 7, Matt Holliday. And there's a method to the madness. I don't think people truly realize how many big leaguers today go out to Stillwater, Oklahoma to work with Matt Holliday. Bullpen coach, I had to get Rossi back in the ring. We wanted a piece. Get Rossi back in the fight with us. My first base coach was my minor league roommate my entire career with the Atlanta Braves. He is now the Detroit Tigers bench coach, and that is the one and only George Lombard. And then Dino Ebel.
The best.
I'm not doing it without him. Third base coach for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And the de facto manager behind the scenes. He just lets me have fun. But he nails it from kind of taking it all in. So this is a lot of experience. This is a 9-guy staff going in, and there was a lot of talk about a lot of people and a lot of people deserving. I wanted workers. I wanted guys that were selfless.
They all bring something different.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. And you know what? Talking to, and the names will remain nameless for now, some of the guys that are going to be on the roster, they played a part in this as well. So a lot of guys want to work with Matt Holliday. His sons, Ethan and Jackson.
Yeah.
Both. Ethan's looking like a top 5 pick. Jackson's a number 1 overall, but he has that little facility out in Stillwater.
Current players go there?
Current players go there to work with him.
Swing.
So it's funny. So talking to some of the guys, they jumped out. Andy Pettit's the greatest. Skip, all these guys, listen, they're ride or dies.
Yeah.
We're excited for you.
Yeah.
We're looking
we're
forward
thrilled
to.
for you.
And we are thrilled to talk to a couple members of the coaching staff. First and foremost, your bench coach, Skip Schumaker. Welcome to MLB Central.
Hey, Skip.
Congratulations to you. We are thrilled to talk to you. And when your name was kind of out there, all the guys who made the decision kind of said, it's his attention to detail. That's beyond reproach. What was your reaction to being named the bench coach for Team USA?
Fired up. I am so excited to work next to DeRosa. This staff is absolutely incredible. I mean, those names, I'm just so excited to learn from these guys. We're going to have the time of our lives. I know winning is the most important thing here. And just watching it in the stands, the last time they were doing this thing, I was in Miami watching Venezuela versus Puerto Rico, and then obviously the ending versus Japan. What a special time it was for the game, and just couldn't be more thrilled to be part of this staff.
Skip, you've won at the highest level. You're former manager of the year in your own right. What did you want from your bench coach, and how do you apply that to this role at the World Baseball Classic?
the pulse of the clubhouse, making sure the manager looks really good all the time, covering his blind spots, giving him the best options before he makes the decision. That seat, it's fast sometimes. And so making sure I had the right people around me to make sure I wasn't missing anything was the most important part for me. And I had a really good bench coach in Luis Arrieta in Miami. He's the bench coach now in Texas, who did a really good job actually in the WBC with Colombia a few years ago. So I'm trying to make D-Row look the best he can.
Yeah, it's funny, Skip. I got traded to St. Louis in 2009. We hit it off immediately. Myself, him, and Matt Holliday went to dinner all the time. And when I called him, I was shocked that you were so shocked. Why you didn't think that was potentially on the table, that we had built that relationship? I was surprised. What your first thing was? What, BMAC doesn't want it?
No, I think I was just humbled by it. Honestly, I just think it's a huge honor. I enjoyed I played for Team USA in 2006, and it was one of the best times of my life working with Paul Seiler, the head of USA Baseball, and I just couldn't wait for the opportunity to get back and put the USA jersey on again. And I didn't know if that would ever happen. And so, you giving me the opportunity to be a part of this staff, I would have done anything, any role on this staff. So it was just incredibly humbling. You know what, Skip, you said something to me yesterday when we talked on the phone. You said the greats still want to be coached. And I went into this process with Mike Hill and other people, and that was my main focus. Obviously wanted guys that I'm comfortable with, but being through it the first time, they want to be coached. And you found that out as the manager of the Marlins, bench coach, St. Louis, all of that, correct? Yeah, the developing never stops. And I think, I've worked with some really good players throughout my career on the coaching side, whether it was Yachty or Wainwright or Machado, Tatis last year, Sandy, Luis Arias, they all crave, how to learn, how should I say it better? They all crave to be great, and they're obsessed with the game, and the greats are obsessed with the game and how to get better. And I don't think they're ever content. And what I've learned is a lot of these guys, the great ones, they're trying to get to the Hall of Fame, and what can they do to win the margins and to be the best? And a lot of them haven't won a World Series yet, and that they want that on their resume as well. And so I think that never stops. I don't think they're just checking boxes because they signed a big contract. I think they still want to improve, and they still want to make All-Star teams, and they want to win a World Series ultimately. So I don't think that ever stops.
Skip, D-Row said the first most important thing is that we win, and the second most important thing is that we look good. Are you as into tailoring the uniform to your bicep as he is?
No chance.
He's right on number one. Number two, that's a pretty good looking coaching staff. Matt Holliday.
I would agree.
Michael Young and Matt Holliday, I'm not sure we can compete with those two guys.
I mean, it's a solid coaching staff, and it's a handsome coaching staff, Skip. So that might be more important if you think about it.
Skip,
what'd you
have for breakfast today, Skip? We asked everybody. Come on.
I'm very routine oriented, so I have my ground beef and eggs every single day.
Ground beef and eggs?
Yeah, you're damn right.
Yeah, with hot sauce and honey and cottage cheese, like that mixture.
Holy protein.
Holy. You still got abs.
Wait, eggs, ground beef, and cottage cheese. That's 80 grams of protein for your breakfast, isn't it? Around there?
I love it. My family makes fun of me all the time with how, it doesn't look great, but it's delicious.
That is a lot of protein. But you know what? That's an American breakfast.
That's what we need.
That's an American breakfast. There you go.
These colors don't run.
Absolutely. Hey, Skip, congratulations, man. We can't wait to see you and the rest of the coaching staff and all the boys take on the world in the World Baseball Classic next year.
Thanks, Skip.
Really excited. Thanks for having me on, guys.
You got it. That's Skip Schumaker, recently, just now, named the bench coach for Team USA at the World Baseball Classic.
It's handsome stuff, and that's more important.
I mean, if you think about it, because after all, when it's all said and done, all you got is your looks, guys.
Oh, my God.
That's pretty much
it. That's what my dad used to say.
Right?
Fridays here, JP Morosi on the Inside Corner. There's a lot good happening in the baseball world. Good morning to you. The game is better when number 5 for the Dodgers is on the field. Freddie Freeman, I know he re-aggravated that ankle, but there's optimism for his future. What do you know?
Yes, Lauren, good morning. The expectation is Freddie Freeman will be in the lineup for the Dodgers tonight, the start of a marquee weekend series between the reigning World Series champs and the Chicago Cubs. Off to a great start. Of course, they saw each other before in Tokyo, and now Freeman back in the lineup, we expect. He, of course, missed about the last 10 days or so after aggravating that right ankle earlier on in the season. But you think about the Dodgers, Lauren, and already they're in a pretty tight race in that National League West, and they're a much better team, of course, with Freddie Freeman. And there are a lot of injuries they've had to deal with so far. Still waiting to see exactly when Snell and Gonsolin are going to rejoin that rotation. Kopech, they expect to be part of the bullpen too, and then Kershaw later on in the summer. So I think a lot of injury-related adversity already for the Dodgers, but certainly still off to a very solid start. Should get even better with Freeman in there again. I can't stress enough how much I'm excited to watch this weekend series between the Dodgers and the Cubs.
No, we cannot wait. They do have a little bit of a luxury, right, to rest guys and make sure they're good. Spencer Strider is sick of resting. Rehab start 13 strikeouts if you're into that sort of thing. So the question is when? When are we going to see him?
I would say as soon as possible, Lauren. The Braves, as we know, they've been off to a bit of a bumpy start, and this rehab start for Strider yesterday was welcome news indeed for the Atlanta Braves. They're still going to be a little bit cautious, of course, and not predict too assuredly exactly when that first start of the season is going to be for him at the major league level. But Lauren, just look at the guy. He's ready. And so I think that the Braves want to wait, maybe take one more look at him today to be sure things are all trending in that direction. But given the way Strider has pitched, given the state of the Braves rotation, given the way the team has played, all signs point toward his next start being in the major league sometime.
Braves just took 2 from a tough Phillies team. This will be a welcome back. Rafael Devers, by the way, JP, has arrived. It's so interesting because I feel like we forget they're human. Did we put too much emphasis on the first couple weeks of the season? Did he make adjustments?
I think he has been, Lauren, a bit in the zone more often. The damage has been loud since those first few games of the year when we talked so much about the early season struggles, which I know there was so much made about the position switch. From my perspective, he was just not having enough of a base of spring training at-bats to draw upon for him early on in the regular season. But now that he's gotten some games under his belt, certainly a big comeback win for the Red Sox yesterday. And just look at that big difference. The first 5 games, he wasn't making much contact at all, but the last 9, much more like the Devers the Red Sox have come to know and love. And again, Story had the big hit last night. It was a unique sort of walk-off, but still a walk-off nonetheless. Bregman's gotten going too. Duran had a big game yesterday. I still like a lot of what we've seen from this Red Sox lineup, including the rookie at second base, Christian Campbell.
They are right at 500 on the season so far in the East. Is so interesting. Tomoyuki Sugano got his first career win with the Orioles. I feel like we're seeing why he was so decorated in his homeland, JP. We're seeing it.
Certainly we are, Lauren, and I love this signing. I know we've talked a lot about the high dollar signings that different teams have made, but I think in terms of a shorter term deal, value for the amount of money spent, I'm not sure there was a better signing among the starting pitchers last wintertime than Tomoyuki Sugano. It was a shorter-term deal. I look at the impact he's going to make on the Orioles being somewhat similar to what the veteran Hiroki Kuroda did for the Dodgers and Yankees. Remember, Sugano pitched for the Tokyo Yomiuri Giants in Japan, Lauren. That is the biggest franchise there, the brightest lights, the biggest city of Tokyo. So he has been in the midst of the pressure and all the eyeballs for so long. And now you see the way he's gotten, I think, even more settled in the Baltimore Orioles uniform. That last start out against the Royals was very encouraging. So he'll be out there again today. I expect that Sugano, as much as we probably say the Orioles need to keep doing more with their rotation as you get towards the trade deadline, in Tomoyuki Sugano, they've got a mainstay right now based on how he's looked early on in that MLB career.
You restored order for us on a Friday, and we needed it, so I appreciate it.
Lauren, I'll say this. The only thing better than D-Rose breakdown of Stephen Kwan was the quality of the shot sheet for the Rockies-Brewers highlight, which was also, as I see it, Emmy-nominated quality.